Hello, Donita here. Welcome. I was just going to get ready, put a little bit of makeup on. I've been, you know, I today I just don't feel very pretty. I'm feeling old. I think I'm feeling my age. Maybe it's the cooler weather coming in, but I feel my joints kind of are creaking today, and so I want to put some makeup on to help me feel better. It really does somehow help me. If I look a little better, then I my mood is lifted. So we're gonna give it a try. I'm going to first start, I really should not use my buff brush, because if I feel like my skin is not plump and like I want it to be, and if I use a denser brush, like I was going to use the buff brush, I would end up putting too much product on, which I think that's not a good thing if I'm already feeling kind of, my age. So I'm 54. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, but I'm still young. So I'm gonna go in first with my main shade, which is Amber. And I'm using the blend. I think it's the blend brush. I'll put everything I'm using below in the comments. I have redness on my cheeks, so I'm trying to cover that up a little bit. And then on the sides of my nose where I wear my glasses, I get those dents. And the skin just isn't like it used to be. Those dents will stay for a while. Maybe I have permanent dents. I don't know. I wear contacts a lot now, so, but those dents will stay there 24 hours or so. Okay. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of amber right here because I still see the red cheeks. Okay, and I'm not going to put any highlight under my eyes. I'm gonna use Demi there. Okay, very good. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to take my Stands Out sponge and I'm going to push this product in and pick up any excess product. I do not want to look any older, especially in high movement areas like your mouth and your eyes. Okay, now I'm going to use the detail brush to put on a little bit of concealer, or not concealer, contour. And I never used contour until I got my Saint, and I never thought it was necessary. I just didn't see the big deal, but boy, I do now, especially with my older face. It really does help. I like it a lot. I tend to blend it all the way, especially on the cheeks. So when I put it on, I try to leave it pretty dark. So when I do blend everything else out, I don't blend it away. And I'm not going to contour my nose just yet. I think I'll wait. That looks pretty good. And now for some bronzer. And I'm going to use the blush bronzer brush for that. And I like to swirl my Bella bronzer and my Glow Illuminator. Let me show you the Glow Illuminator. It is so pretty. It's just a bronzy gold color, and I just swirl those two together, and it's just so pretty. Bella is just gorgeous on its own, but add a little bit of the glow. Now, if that doesn't make you feel pretty, I don't know what will. I don't have anything major to go do, just run a few errands. And then yoga. And I always try to remember to bring some down my neck. And one quick tidbit too, if you take your contour and do a downward V and darken that area, it will help a little your turkey neck, kind of disguise it a little bit. So I've been told, I try it. It seems to help maybe a little bit. Okay, so I haven't prepped my eyes yet, so let me do that and before I do my blush. And I've been using the Anastasia eyeshadow primer, and I kind of like it. It, boy, a little bit goes a long way. I go back and forth with eye primers, and I use my highlights a lot. And then I use this sometimes. But this is pretty intense. It's just a little bitty bit, goes a long way. Okay, now I'm going to set that with some powder. I'm trying to get my bottom, there we go. And let's just use the small end of this detail brush, and I'm just putting our setting powder on that just to set it. I have no idea what kind of eye look I'm going to do. I think I'll probably just do something simple. All right, so now let's do, my lips are feeling dry. This is a lip plumping balm, Flawless. I really do like it. And it's cherry. It smells a little bit like cherry, but it's a hint of a cherry color, so it does color the lips just a little bit. Okay, so now let's do some blush. And I've been mixing nude with royal, and it's really pretty. But first, I need to clean my brush, because if I don't, those colors get deep and not the true color. So, and if you haven't used the Saint brush cleaner, it's amazing. So I just spray it on a cloth, rub it out, and it is now dry and clean and ready to use. It's not all the way clean because I'm just did a quick job, but I have nude. And this has helped with my rosacea on my cheekbones. if I do the nude, which is a satin, followed by then royal, which is a gloss, it's just 2 layers versus just the one. I tend to gravitate towards the gloss, which I just love. But both together really does help. But isn't that so pretty? Look at that. Just look at it. Okay. Now, very good. I'm gonna just put the rest that's on this brush right in there. I don't know why. The way I guess that dates me, doesn't it? Okay. Eyes. Let's see. I think the color that I really tend to love is Lullaby. So I think I need to put a base color down. Let me find, I need that brush and that brush. Okay. So I'm gonna first just do just a wash of Mama, just on the lid and in the crease. And it's just a light pinky mauve neutral color. And it's just so pretty. I want something that makes me feel happy and young. And my eyelids seem puffy. Well, I know they are because they've been hanging down a little bit more. Boy, I just got a lot of complaints, don't I? Okay, so now let's use some Lullaby. And so I've got the hooded eyes, so I've got to make sure I get it high enough. And then we'll add a deeper shade to the outer corner. I have a mirror here. I keep looking, well, actually I have 2 that I keep looking in to make sure. Okay, let's do the other eye. Just windshield wiper that. I think Lullaby is pretty on everyone, all eye colors. My eyes are hazel, and I like it on my eyes. Green eyes is gorgeous. Brown eyes, it's beautiful. It's just a universal, pretty color. Trying to get that outer. And I've learned you've got to take eyeshadow slow and build it. I used to get in a hurry and just want all that color payoff at once, and it just doesn't turn out very pretty. It ends up splotchy and not as good as it could look. Okay, so now let's just blend a little bit. And then let's take a little bit of Mama and just smooth out those edges. I feel like I have more on this eye, so I'm going to add just a little bit of Lullaby over here. Yep, that looks better. Let's add a little bit of mama. Okay, that looks good. All right, and let's take a little bit of lullaby under the lashes. Okay, now what color do we want to deepen that with? We could do Trust, or we could do Cocoa, or what about, what's this? That's Cocoa. Cocoa would be really pretty. Okay, let's do Cocoa. I just don't want to do too dark. Trust is equally dark, so I'm going to use the, where'd it go? The smudge brush. And I'm going to use the more round end. Make sure that's not got anything on it. Okay. All right. This is great for people like me that has hooded eyes, because it kind of does the work for you. I can place it where I want it and just continue to kind of wiggle it like I am, and it puts it where I want it. I don't know if this is necessary, but it's just the way I do it. I never want to raise it up. I want to keep the brush on my eye. A little magnifying mirror. Let me just look in it and see. It's hard for me to tell. Yeah, I think I need more. I just don't want too much. Cocoa is such a pretty deep color. Just a little bit more over here. Just making kind of a backwards 7, or a backwards kind of sideways V, however you want to look at it. Okay, now let's go into that brush that has the lullaby on it. And we're just going to blend. Very pretty. Okay, so now let's take the multitasker, and this is NV+1, and I'm just going to get a little bit of that, and I'm going to use that as a little bit of liner here. Just to kind of define. And then I kind of bring it up and make a little bit of a wing. And it doesn't create harsh lines. It's just a nice and then I could even take the cocoa and put it over the top. Okay. All right. Now let's blend a little bit more. All right. And I want to go into some cupcake. It's kind of my cleanup shade, if you will. I'm gonna clean this off. Actually, I'm gonna use this end of this smudge brush. I love cupcake. It's what I would call my cleanup shade. And I usually do put it at the brow line, almost always. Okay, so now what do we want to do? That's pretty. One of my favorite colors, shimmers right now, I'm gonna just, is Riviera. I just love it. Or Blondie, but Blondie wouldn't quite go with this, so we're gonna use Riviera. It's kind of a finely milled shimmer, but it is just beautiful. And I think it looks well on mature eyes. I could get carried away. See, my whole life I didn't really wear eyeshadow much. Well, I did, but it was like one shade or two shades maybe. And I never really learned how to do eyes or makeup in general. So, all right, so let me see here. I have lash extensions and just brushing them out. Okay, and I want to also take some of that NV+1 and fill in my brows. I'm not that good at brows either, so I envy those people that can make those little, hair-like strokes. I don't really think my hands are steady enough anymore to just do that. Maybe it's because I drink too much caffeine. Okay, so now I'm going to, I don't know if you guys have ever tried Lumify eye drops for your eyes. I probably shouldn't use it since I have contacts, but I do. It is great for whitening, getting rid of the red in your eyes, and it lasts for like 8 hours, and it really does brighten your eye. And I love it. I use it quite a lot, actually. And then I also like to use, I'll probably use it last, but this is not sure what the brand is, but it's a eye brightener that you put in the water line on the bottom, and it just opens up and brightens your eye. So I like it too. Okay, so now let's get into some dimming under the eye. And I'm going to use my bright brush. And I'm using white. Oh, I just stuck my finger in that. That's nice. Thought I had the side of it, but I didn't. I'm not going to get it out of the tin. Y01, which yellow, orange one. It's more orange than yellow. And what I like to do is get just a tad bit of that and a tad bit of 01. I like that combination. Okay, and then I'm just going to, got too much, apply that right in that trough. Flip it over. And it's just gone. It's that simple. So see, there's the trough. And I don't set this with powder. I will set it with just a little bit of setting spray. But I'll show you. Okay, so now I will get this one out. 01, and it is just, let me see if I can, it's just a peach, pinky peach. And I use that to brighten my under eye. And it just does amazing. And then I like to take a little bit and kind of just go in my brow. And then I like to get into this area. It's just, there's always a shadow there. I like to brighten that up. Okay, and then these dents, I like to go into, let's see, this is GY1, green, yellow 1. Sometimes I dab a little bit of 01 too, and I just tap, tap, tap on the little dent. And then there, this one still shows up a little bit, but it's because it has a true dent. And I can't correct that, so. All right, and let's see, what else do we need? See, if you notice, my blush has already kind of dissipated in intensity, so I'll probably add a little bit more blush. But what else do we need to do? I want to add a little bit of shimmer to my inner corner. So I'm gonna go back to the eyeshadow brush and add some drift right here. And then I kind of bring it up into the Riviera. My battery's dying. My phone is dying. Okay, and so now let's do a little bit of mascara on the bottom first. What did I do with that brightening pen? The trick is not getting it on your lash line because it will show up, you know, it'll kind of clump on there if you're not careful. It also has a little smudge side, but I haven't used that yet. Okay, but it really does kind of open up the eye. And I'll take all the help I can get. Okay. I feel like I have a hair somewhere. Okay. Okay, now let's set my under eye. I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray in my hand, and I'm going to dip my Stands Out sponge, and then I'm just going to do it just like that. And then the rest I'm going to put on my face. Alrighty, so we're almost done. Now I'm going to take a little bit of contour on my fingers. And, you know, I did the dent here, so I'm going to go right below that area. Okay, and then I'm going to take my bright brush and I'm going to go into my brightening shade. I'm going to do that. And then also, let's take that brightening shade right up in here. I didn't do that. Okay, and then we're just going to tap that out. Sometimes I don't even do that. Okay, so now let's do a little bit more blush. And we're going to go in with just the royal. The gloss formula is the one that it soaks up into the skin, and then it's not so bright. So I try to brighten it enough to begin with. Okay. All right. And let's go ahead and powder just a little bit. I do feel like I get shiny right in kind of the T-zone. Okay. And then if you really wanted to, you could take that brightening and just do it right in here. And by brightening that area right there, it gives the illusion that you have plump cheeks. Okay, and then we're going to line the lips. I've ordered a suede liner. They're back in stock. This is ColourPop BFF. And then we're going to do a little bit of lip gloss. This is Fenty Heat. It's the plumping. And setting spray. And we're all done. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you learned something, or if not, at least enjoyed yourself. So have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.